Hey guys, how's it going and welcome to a new video and something I've been holding off on doing. But today is the day I create my World Cup fantasy team. Now, there was a few websites. The one I ended up going for was the Dreamteam World Cup Fantasy League. Now, I'll put the link to that down in the description so you can go over and create your side. Something that also made me want to use this one is there's a lot of coverage for it. And they also have an app on your phone, so you can get it up on your phone, make your changes when you want. You don't have to log into a computer to do it. And it makes it a lot easier when the tournament is on every single day to make your changes. So like I said, I'll put the link down in the description. This is my league code. I have created a league so all of you guys can join it. I'll put that in the description as well. So yeah, get involved, join my league, and let's have a look at my team. So I haven't actually started making my team yet. I'm going to have a quick run through with you guys to let you know who I put in, but a few things to mention. So the World Cup starts on Thursday the 14th. You can make your team, but you only have a £50 million budget, and then you have 20 transfers to use throughout the whole of the tournament. So it depends whether you want to move them around in the group stages and try and make the most out of that, or you might want to save up your changes to make sure you have as many players in the final as you can. You can make 3 changes a day, and you've only got 20. So you can just go for it in the group stages and hope a few make it through to the end, or you can save them up and use them all at the end. I haven't 100% decided what I'm going to do yet, but that is kind of where you need to have a bit of strategy about it. As for the point system, it's pretty standard. So one thing they do have in this is if your player gets a rating of more than 7, you get 3 extra points for that player. The star man, so basically the man of the match, whoever creates the most opportunities, the most points, they get an additional 5 points. And then the rest of it is pretty standard. Goal is 5 points. If they get a hat trick, then you get all the points from the goals, so 5, 5, 5 for 3 goals. You get an extra 5. You get points for an assist. You also lose points for yellow card, lose points for red card, lose points for a penalty miss. And then goalkeepers and defenders get 5 points for a clean sheet, 3 points for a penalty save, and then you also lose a point if you concede 2 goals or more. And then each goal, you get an extra point lost. So yeah, okay, let's have a look at my team. The first thing you want to look at is the formation. Now, you've got 3 options. You've got 3-4-3, you've got 4-3-3, and you've got 4-4-2. Now, I'm going to go with the 3-4-3. What I normally go with, and why the World Cup is a little bit more difficult, I have to actually do some research, which I haven't really done yet, so my team may change. Is that I normally put in cheaper defenders to afford the midfielders and the strikers. But it's up to you guys. You may want to try and bring in the points from the clean sheets. You may want to try and bring in the points from the goals. There is a bit more of a reward with the goals and assists I generally find, which is why I try and go for this formation. But I mean, I've done World Cups and Euros in the past when a lot of early games end 0-0 because there's some not as good teams playing each other. They don't want to risk losing, and sometimes there can be quite a lot of 0-0. So it is really up to you guys what you go for. One strategy that I will mention is to have a look at the groups your players are going to be in when they get into the World Cup. So when you have a look at the Germany group, Germany, Mexico, Sweden and Korea, you'd imagine that Germany are going to win that group. And if you have Germany players in your team, you imagine they're going to get goals, they're going to get clean sheets, and that they're going to progress to the next round, which means that's less transfers you have to use up in the group stages. If we take a look at the Portugal and Spain group, they're in with Morocco and Iran. Now, 2 countries do go through, so you'd imagine it's going to be Spain and Portugal, but they actually play each other in their first group game. So if you're thinking tactically, it might actually be worth leaving those players out for that game and then bringing them back in when they play Morocco and Iran. Right then, I've made my first pick in net. I've gone for Jordan Pickford. Now, I know England is already a risk picking anyone from England because we've no idea how we're going to do. But in theory, it makes sense, but I may change it. He's only 3 million, which is cheaper than what you would say are the elite goalkeepers that are on offer. England play Tunisia, and then we play Panama, and then we play Belgium. Okay, so for the first 2 games, you've got to think we should be winning them. And if we concede, I'd like us to keep clean sheets against them as well. And because we play Belgium last, I've got my goalkeeper set for the first few games. Depending on how we're doing it, I can easily move him out and bring in another goalkeeper for maybe one of the quieter or more winnable games for a goalkeeper. For my defenders, now I've contradicted myself already, but I have put Ramos in there. They do play Portugal first group game, but you'd imagine Spain are going to be around till the later stages of the tournament, and I'm hoping Ramos is going to get plenty of clean sheets and hopefully a few goals, because he is a goal-scoring defender. I've also gone with Gimenez. Now, he plays for Argentina. They have got a pretty decent group. Now, they've got Russia, Saudi Arabia, and Egypt. He's very cheap at only 2.5 million. And I think Uruguay are going to do at least well in that group stage. So I think he's a decent, cheap option. And I've also gone for Mendy. Now, I'm recording this, and when I'm releasing this video, I think the France game is on tonight. On Saturday, so I'm going to have to check out whether he even plays in the friendly, but he's only 2.5 million. France have got a very good group, so if he is going to get a game at that price, that is a very good player. I know he's been injured and the chances are he may not play, but if it looks like he might, I'll leave him in. If not, I'm going to have to sub him out. Now for my midfielders. So first off, I've gone with Thomas Müller. I mentioned it already, that Germany have what you'd think would be a very winnable group. 6 million is a bit expensive, but I'm hoping I'm going to get my return on that one. Hazard, I've gone with Belgium, play their first 2 games against Panama and Tunisia. You'd imagine he's going to get some goals. The final game they play against England, and even then, you've got to fancy Hazard's chances against scoring against England. I've gone with Coutinho. 5 million from Brazil, again a pretty favourable group. You'd imagine he would play and hopefully grab them some goals. And I've also gone for Casero. Now I know he's another Belgian player, 2 Belgians in the midfield. May reconsider that, but he's only 2.5 million. He plays on the wing, and you'd imagine he would start most games. He played in their friendly. They've got another friendly coming up this weekend, so I'm going to double check whether I think he will be starting. And that is who I've gone with up front. I've gone with Messi, 8 million, the most expensive player in the game. I've gone with Jesus from Brazil, only 3.5 million. And I imagine he would start up top for them. Again, like I said with Coutinho, a pretty winnable group for Brazil. And Jesus seems pretty favoured in that Brazil side. So I'm hoping for such a pretty cheap value, he can grab some goals. And then I've gone with Griezmann, 6.5 million. Again, I mentioned it. France seem to have a pretty decent group, and I imagine he would score some goals as well. Looking at the other strikers, I mean, you've got Ronaldo at 7.5 million, Neymar 7.5 as well. Salah's only 5 million, but we don't know about his injury. I mean, Lukaku's 4.5 million, and he's bound to score some goals. So there's some good options there. Not all of them are expensive. And there's no doubt I'm going to change this team around before the tournament kick-starts, because I just need to know what's going to happen closer to the time. I'm tempted maybe to leave my defenders as they are so I can move the strikers around in the group stages to try and get as many points as possible. Maybe even move Ramos out so I can afford Ronaldo once they've played against Spain, and then play their next 2 games against Morocco and Iran, because you've got to fancy his chances scoring against those 2 teams. He may even score against Spain. I'm just guessing at the minute. We don't know until things start. And that is it, guys. That is my team. I'll leave a link to the Dream Team down in the description. And remember, you can get it on your phone as well. You can get the app. So I'm definitely going to get that for myself to make changes as the tournament goes on. And remember, that is my league code up there. So make sure to jump into my league so we can battle it out. I'll definitely be making changes to my team before it all kicks off, because things are definitely going to happen in the next week with who's going to be playing this, that and the other. I wouldn't copy my team. I normally do alright because I do put in a bit of research, but I never do like well. So I'm sure you guys are going to batter me in the league. But yeah, jump in, have a go. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video, and I'm hoping it may have helped some of you as well. Can't wait for the World Cup. Not long now. So yeah, drop a like on this video if you have enjoyed it. Make sure to subscribe if you are new. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you later.